And tonight on our Great American panel, he is Don Imus' longtime radio producer. Our friend Bernard McGuirk is back. She is a writer for the Daily Caller, attorney, Fox News contributor. Tamara Holder is here. Rocky Raczkowski is here, and he is a decorated military veteran running for Congress in Michigan. And thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sean.
You were telling me you're defending what Brown's campaigns and the way they've handled this issue involving referring to Meg Whitman as a whore?
I'm not defending anybody calling anyone a whore. What I was saying is that he did not say it. It was a recorded conversation.
So what recorded conversation? So what? It's out there. It's in the public domain now. And the person responsible, why doesn't he fire that person? Would Don Imus be fired?
Absolutely would. But in this case, there is a distinction. It wasn't sexual. However, if it was a Republican, they'd be demanding that the guy got fired. For the National Organization for Women not to demand that. I mean, if the Democrats, they have a history of throwing women under the bus, like Hillary Clinton, for example.
Republicans have a history of throwing women under the bus. You have DeMint who says that homosexuals and single sexually active women shouldn't be teaching in public schools.
You cannot say that.
So
that is very
let's not always talk about this.
That is very hypocritical. You know,
how
from
hypocritical
Chicago,
about what?
Come on.
Wait,
the Democratic Party.
What does Chicago have to do?
The Democratic Party is the party that always makes little comments about all other candidates and blames other people.
Like what?
Yes.
Like this, or even in my race.
It wasn't said in the public domain. It was a recorded conversation.
Wait a minute. Do you believe him, or is he lying when he says he can't figure out who said it? He knows who said it. Why doesn't he come out and tell us who said it and let that person come out and make a public apology? Now, look, if the person made a remark, he wants to apologize, you know what? We might accept the apology, but the fact that they're ducking and dodging and hiding and doing everything they can to avoid the issue and saying, well, it was a recorded... How about saying calling a woman a whore is not exactly the right thing to do?
I agree with you. I agree he should say publicly that it's not the right thing to do, that calling a woman any derogatory name is wrong.
And he's lying about not knowing who it is, right?
Well, I guess. I mean, if it was recorded, shouldn't it be...
He was right there. It's his phone.
He was right there. He knows. Look, the Democrats, they've shattered the political glass ceiling. Well, Hillary shattered it, but they've reconstructed it. What they did to Sarah Palin and to Christine O'Donnell, and now not demanding that this guy fire the woman who said...
Wait, what did they do to Christine O'Donnell? She dug her own
They savage her. They savage her constantly. They focus on her.
Brutalized her.
And again, they threw Hillary Clinton down a flight of stairs back a couple of years ago.
She is an idiot. She can't even say what Supreme Court case
this is what we're talking about.
This is what we're... No, hold on one second.
Most Americans can't either. Here's the problem, because we keep talking about the politics of self-destruction. The Democrats started talking about this a long time ago in the 90s. But what the Democrats are having a problem with is talking about the issues, because they can't defend their records. So what do? They attack candidates.
That's a good point.
And what do the Republicans do? They're just obstructionists. They say we are just going to jump up and down and cry and not do anything.
Sean, this is absolutely not the case. To be bipartisan means to have Republicans and Democrat votes. In Obamacare, for example, which my opponent in Michigan voted for, there were no Republican votes that voted yes for it, but there were 1 out of every 8 votes Democrats that voted against it. That's not obstruction.
By the way, why aren't Democrats running? I was asking Dash on this. Why, if Obamacare is such a key success point for them, why aren't they running and saying we passed Obamacare, the stimulus and cap and tax? Why do you have, Manchin in West Virginia firing a rifle right into the heart of the cap and tax bill?
Last I checked, your vice president is the one that fired a rifle.
Excuse me. Whoa. Why aren't they running on health care?
I don't know why, because I think
you know why? Because the American people think it's a bad bill
that is absolutely not true.
That's not true.
That is absolutely the case.
Kaiser Family Foundation, which every time I try to give statistics, you guys say that my sources are bad.
Your sources are awful.
Blagojevich gave me this source.
There's a trustable source.
There's a trusted source.
Back to Christine O'Donnell. Nobody cares if she can't answer the Supreme Court question, or if she doesn't want you to touch yourself, or she can't pay her bills. The fact that she's going to go down and take a baseball bet, she's going to be on the team that's going to take a baseball bet to stop these irresponsible idiots from spending money like a pack of teenage girls at the mall with daddy's credit card.
Program?
It doesn't matter. Her instincts is she's going to vote the right way.
Everybody else says drunken sailor. A pack of teenage girls with daddy's credit card at the mall.
That's what they're acting like. I mean, we need Governor Chris Christie's down there, and she's of that mindset, and that's all people care about right now. They don't care that what she did or what she didn't do or what she can't answer. She's going to vote the right. She's not going to manage anything.
No, she She's not
going to vote the right way.
She's not going to manage anything.
She's going to swing that bat.
She's going to lose. She's 20 points behind. She's done. This is going to be a moot conversation.
Nancy Pelosi is done. Harry Reid is done. If we want to talk about people who are done, how about those leaders?
Last I checked, Nancy Pelosi is just fine.
Last I checked, she's not going to be called Madam Speaker.
By the way, be careful what you wish for Harry Reid if he's done. You got Chuck Schumer coming up as the House Majority, Senate Majority Leader.
Likable person.
That is scary. We don't want that. But
all right, we got to take a break. We have more with our great American panels. By the way, this is Don Imus' football. And as we continue with our great American panel, speaking of Christine O'Donnell and Chris Coons, they had a debate last night, and the issue of the bearded Marxist came up.
I am not now, nor have I ever been, anything but a clean-shaven capitalist.
Well, I would stand to disagree because, first of all, if you're saying what I said on a comedy show is relevant to this election, then absolutely, you writing an article, forget the bearded Marxist comment, you writing an article saying that you learned your beliefs from an articulate, intelligent Marxist professor, and that's what made you become a Democrat, that should send chills up the spine of every Delaware voter.
Well, see, that was in the article. He was telling people, go read the article.
Right, if you read it, he did say that. And he is, by the way, he's a creepy-looking dude. He looks like he's got bodies in his basement. I mean, she's got that going for him. But do we need another Marxist down in D.C.? No, she's going to bring the baseball bat with the team and clean up that cesspool.
Really?
You know, but you notice in the minds of liberals like Tamara that, you know, every conservative is an idiot. But you know what? Conservatives wouldn't ring up record deficits. They wouldn't embody the notion that government can run health care when they bankrupted Social Security and Medicare. They actually acknowledge that there's a war on terror, and you just sit there blindly and support what these Democrats are doing. You don't share any. What is the great success of Obama? What has he done that's so inspiring to you?
I think that he has passed a lot of legislation that is working.
What?
It is
What's
working?
What? The stimulus is working?
Yes, the stimulus is working.
What type of legislation?
3 million jobs.
It will work. It's slow. It is a slow
It will work. It will work. In my congressional district, they spent over $600 million for 200 and some odd jobs, spending about $2 million per job.
Okay.
Per job created. That's working? That's working?
Wait a minute.
That's wasteful spending.
If unemployment's 9.6%, and he promised that, you know, unemployment wouldn't go above 8%, and now all of a sudden he acknowledges that there's no such thing as a shovel-ready job, how is that successful?
Well, because I believe that the stimulus money has been expedited very quickly. 70% of it.
Excuse me, it's been squandered. It's spent.
No, it has not. It's done. No, the CBO did a study, and they said that there is not fraud, that there is not waste. All these things that you
where
are talking about.
Wait a minute. We spent that money. Where are the jobs? Where are they?
They are being created.
Where? When? Where? The money's gone.
No, maybe they are being
lost 3 million jobs since the
government.
We lost 3 million jobs since this stimulus bill was passed. So it's a documented disaster right away. And it was supposed to lower unemployment rate to 8%. It's 9.6%. Disaster is what it is.
Why are you looking at me? This is the great Republican panel. I mean,
Republican panel.
Are you a Democrat? You're a big lib.
You're a lawyer.
I am a big lib.
All right. So what other great accomplishment? I mean, you obviously have an altar at your home, and you light candles with a picture to the Anointed One. I mean, what else has he done?
He passed a health care bill.
He passed the bill.
Yes, and Americans.
He and Nancy Pelosi, by the way, the guy's running against.
Americans want health care. We have so many people who don't have health care.
No, actually, no. Wait a minute. Most Americans want health care repealed.
But Sean, wait a minute.
Yes, they do. Do you ever read a poll? Yes.
They do not want health care repealed. They want the federal government to work. People are not just upset with Obama. People are upset.
They know
with
it's not going to work.
The government as a whole, which is consistent of
consists
of Democrats and Republicans.
In spite of all the evidence,
not just Obama.
Right.
Well, let me help you out here, Sean. I don't know what the problem is with your opposition to this health care plan. Don't you want what every other American's going to get? It's free, man.
Everything's free. Everything's free.
It's not free.
Oh, wait a minute. Who's going to pay for it? We are.
We are all going to pay for it because we all need health care at some point in our lifetime.
Same type of health care.
Have you ever been to the hospital?
Wait a minute. Is it going to be health care rationing?
Have you ever taken a medication?
Is it going to be health care rationing? Yes or no?
Taxes will go up and grandma's going down.
Exactly. There you go. I'm with you.
That's true.
That's the Obamacare for you.
That's right.
You want to disagree with that?
I do disagree with it. I think that every American is entitled to health care
Is it healthcare
in this
ration?
country.
All right, Dave, Washington Post reports there's not as many racist signs at Tea Party events as people think. They analyze the political signs displayed at the Tea Party rallies in D.C., and they reveal a majority of activists express narrow concerns about the government's economic spending policies. Could it be that the president and the vice president and the White House and Congress that have, basically tried to demonize the Tea Party movement are wrong?
No, here's what's going on.
Oh, the Tea Party movement is racist.
No. The pundits here are telling people to not bring your signs. Certain people are saying, go to these Tea Party rallies.
It's the
don't bring your
conspiracy.
signs.
So they would be
don't
there.
wear your hood and your cloak.
They would be
but
there.
You can still be a racist.
They
conspiracy.
would be there if they could bring signs. So in other words, you think the Tea Party movement, the people in their hearts are racist?
Not all of them.
But a lot
Not a lot of them. Maybe 25%
25% of Tea Party members are racist.
Possibly.
That's totally ridiculous. And the last refuge of desperate scoundrels, the R word. But it would be like saying that a few bad signs would be like saying that those idiot anachronistic Black Panthers are representative of all African Americans. It doesn't work that way.
Guys, thanks for being with us.